The traditional liturgy is so genius, so divine and so human that even 7-year-olds can play a great part in defending the deposit of faith, though most of the bishops in the world should be failing. We who believe in one God have one faith expressed in one creed at Holy Mass. The one God is 3 persons, each named in the creed with the works attributed to them, and each is reverenced by a bow of the head made by everybody present. The first at Unum Deum, just before the Father is named, the second for the Son at Iesum Christum, and the third at Simul Adorator, to testify to the divinity of the Holy Spirit, who is adored with Father and Son. In the midst of time, the Son became incarnate, so in the midst of the creed, everybody makes a genuflection, the movement of our bodies recalling the humility of him who came down to earth and rose again. And everybody makes the sign of the cross at the end of the creed, which will be the sign writ large in the sky at the end of the age. So in these gestures, the head bows, the genuflection, the sign of the cross, we use our bodies to honor the 3 greatest dogmas of the faith, the Trinity, the Incarnation, and the Passion. When the creed is sung, this exhibits the unity of everybody present in the building. At a low Mass, the creed is recited by the priest alone. It is difficult for a group of people to read a text in unison, but it is much easier when it is sung. It is in Latin to promote the unity of Catholics worldwide. To offer the Mass in many languages divides us up, a Spanish Mass, a Polish Mass, an English Mass. But when the Mass is in Latin, then everybody is equally at home, no visitors excluded. For the same reason, wherever we might travel in the world, Catholics can feel at home when they visit Mass. It will be just as they have always known it. And chanting in Latin pronounces our unity through the centuries with the generations of faithful who have gone before us. The fact that the creed can be divided into 12 statements of faith tells us this faith goes back to the apostles. If we grow up hearing this every week, or come back to it later in life, it becomes one of the most beautiful sounds on earth, because when we do hear it, we know exactly where we are. Normally people do not listen to the creed when they're driving their car or cleaning their house. Rather, there is only one memory we associate with this sound. It is worshipping God, with good people all around us, likely on a Sunday or another feast. This is the high point of life. Typically, the lines of the creed will be alternated between the scholar and the people. Theologically, this speaks of the conversation between heaven and earth. Ideally, the scholar will be up in the choir loft, hidden from everyone's sight, as the angels and saints in heaven. But we can hear them. When the people sing their part, this represents us responding to these celestial voices, so that it might be on earth as it is in heaven. More deeply, their significance is that divine commerce or exchange between the Father and Son, whose conversation is one, harmonious, without ever interrupting each other. From this proceeds the Holy Spirit. So when the scholar and people alternate in singing, it forms a deeper unity than if everybody tried to sing everything. The divine office is also chanted by 2 sides of the choir, which make one. There are also practical advantages. The slightly harder parts, or even polyphony, are sung by the scholar, who are better practiced. And it gives everyone a chance to catch their breath. Having time to breathe as well as to sing means the prayer can be kept to full strength right to the end. Importantly, the creed is intoned by the priest alone, so never try to do what the priest does in Mass, because symbolically that means trying to do what Christ does. Well, we cannot. We all have to rely on our one head and mediator, and that is seen in the Mass by the unique role of the celebrant. I said that 7-year-olds can help preserve the faith, even though bishops should fail. This is because little children coming to Sunday Mass will at some point try to imitate what their parents are doing. They will try to make the head bows, and the genuflection, and the sign of the cross. And when they are a little older, they might ask their parents why these gestures are made, and exactly when. Then the parents explain the dogmas as best they can, and they might have to look it up or ask a priest. In this way, everyone refreshes their knowledge of faith, the liturgical exercise of it causing it to be passed on in understanding too. In the 1960s, the bishops went wrong at Vatican II. In Nostra Aetate, they said that the Muslims adore the one God living and subsisting in himself. But this is not true, because the Muslims reject the Blessed Trinity, and therefore they do not know the living God. The bishops wrote in Lumen Gentium 16 that Muslims professing to hold the faith of Abraham, along with us, adore the one and merciful God. This is not true. First of all, Muslims certainly do not hold the faith of Abraham. And secondly, they do not adore with us the one God, because Muslims are not baptized. It is by baptism that the Holy Trinity really enters our souls. It is baptism which makes us capable of worshipping the living God. They do not know or adore the one God, who deny the Blessed Trinity, the Incarnation, and the Passion of Christ, the great truths which even little children learn when they participate in the Creed. Thanks be to God, the liturgy, the traditional Mass, is stronger, better defended against error than documents and books, and the community that worships rightly is more faithful than prelates who run after the world. The Mass is a more secure channel of the faith than the theologians who can become inflated by pride. Jesus said the gates of hell will not prevail against the Church. He did not say hell will not prevail against so many bishops or high-placed theologians, but against the Church as a whole. The traditional liturgy is so full of truth and goodness, so powerful at making us one in faith, that nothing can prevail against it, and it will surely return universally in the life of the Church. God bless you all.